Our names are Ella Smith,
Gabby, LeClair,
and Harry Davenport. And our performance is entitled Scoring from the Corners of Society, Lily Parr and the Dick Kerr Ladies.
Lily Parr and the Dick Kerr ladies had to break through many political and social barriers to try to effect change for workers and women in the United Kingdom during the 1920s.
This women's soccer team made history by being among the first women to work during World War I, supporting the coal mining community during the strike, continuing to play publicly after women's soccer had been banned, and being the first women's team to tour America and play against men. But let's back up.
The Dick Kerr factory, located in Preston, England, began in order to provide electrification of railway from Liverpool to Southport. Because of the outbreak of the Great War in 1914, many factories had to be converted to support the war effort. In order to become a munitions factory, Dick Kerr had to replace all of their equipment. Preston in Lancashire was a garrison town, which meant that soldiers would get shipped out to war from this town in northern England.
Because men were being sent to the front, factories began hiring full women for the first time in history. Over 700,000 women worked tedious jobs in factories during World War I. These women were called munitionettes. Munitionettes had to fill and make the ammunition soldiers used for combat and war. By 1915, the munitionettes were producing 3,300,000 explosives of all calibers per year for the war. However, the munitionettes' working conditions were very unpleasant at best and deadly at worst. They had limited protection from toxins they make the bullets. Overall, over 300 women died or were injured due to explosions, poisonings, or accidents.
It's a long way to Tipperary, it's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know.
It wasn't common for women to work before World War I, so these women were breaking gender stereotypes as factory workers. The Dick Kerr munitionettes worked all day long, but they did have workyard soccer games at lunch breaks. One day, the munitionettes challenged the male workers to a workyard soccer match, and this women's soccer team was born.
Call yourselves a football team. We can do better than you lot.
Come on, girls, let's go. It'll be a laugh.
The Dick Kerr ladies played anyone that they could in order to raise money for nearby hospitals taking in wounded soldiers. Once, in 1920, the Dick Kerr ladies filled a stadium up to 53,000 people, with 14,000 still waiting outside. To put this in perspective, the same year, Manchester United's average home attendance was just over 37,000 people.
In this time, one munitions player really stood out. Her name was Lily Parr. She started playing soccer when she was 14 years old, and over her 32-year-long career, she scored over 980 goals.
Lily Parr was 6 feet tall and an amazing soccer player. She was a chain smoker, often smoking on the sidelines of every game. She was, according to her teammate, hysterically funny. After every game, Parr would steal the game ball and raffle it off to fans. She was openly gay at a time when men and women were being persecuted and prosecuted for being homosexual in England. She had a kick like a mule, according to her teammate. Once, a male goalie challenged Parr to a penalty kick. He said,
"You might look good kicking against other women, but you never score a goal against me."
Parr took the challenge.
Ow! She's gone and broke the bloody arm. Someone give me an ambulance, quick!
In addition to women breaking political stereotypes as factory workers, they were also progressive in helping union workers gain better rights. After the war, in 1921, the coal mining community went on strike for unfair labor. Mining was always a hating trade because the work was uncommonly dangerous and grueling. Miners were paid more than most people at the time, but the working conditions were much worse.
The Dick Kerr ladies played several games and raised lots of money, which they donated to help get the miners on strike. So lift up your hats to the Dick Kerr team and let them be held in high esteem. Good luck to them all and give them a cheer and wish them success in the coming year.
Another barrier the Dick Kerr ladies faced was overt sexism in the British athletic world. The Dick Kerr ladies played soccer even though it is not an Olympic sport and not fully appreciated. This sexism was not just confined to Great Britain. In the beginning of the 20th century, the Olympics had just opened their ranks to women competitors. The 1900 Olympics only had 2.2% of the women competitors, and none of them in a team sport like the Dick Kerr ladies. This soccer team continued to persevere in the face of this injustice.
The English Football Association finally placed a ban on the women's game in 1921. The ban was partly due to jealousy from the male side of the sport. The ladies were drawing in huge crowds and their fame spread nationwide. But at least part of the ban was due to the ladies' political efforts supporting the miners' union.
Women's football had come to be associated with charity and had its own credibility. Now it was used as a tool to help the labor movement and the trade unions. It had been said that it had become a politically dangerous sport to those who felt the trade unions to be their enemies. This benefited the Football Association's proposed expansion on the men's game.
The English Football Association wrote,
Complaints have been made as to football being played by women. The council feel compelled to express their strong opinion that the game of football is quite unsuitable for females and not to be encouraged. For these reasons, the council requests the clubs belonging to the association refuse to use the grounds for such matches.
Even though the ban was placed, the Dicker ladies continued to play. They played wherever they could, but soon the large venues in which the women were trying to play at were closed to them. They couldn't play in England anymore, so they went to Canada first,
And then America. Life strive goes on, like ye have done. Firm in reliance, laugh with defiance, march, many as one, shoulder to shoulder and friend to friend.
There, the Dicker ladies played 30 women's teams. Of those games, they won 25, tied 2, and lost 3. They scored 133 goals and only led in 15. Lily Parr scored 43 of the 133 goals. They also played 9 teams that were men. Of those games, they won 3, tied 3, and lost 3.
the men's teams and magazines were all impressed. They even thought that
The Kerr ladies, the female players acquitted themselves most credibly, playing a sterling brand of football that won them high praise wherever they showed, and with all conducting themselves splendidly at all times.
That's nice, dear.
the men in America were much more open to women playing soccer than the Englishmen. The Dicker ladies were the first women's soccer team to tour in America and also the first women's team to wear shorts. For the first time ever, soccer seats had been reserved for women to watch soccer. One specific wife of a soccer player even came for the first time to cheer on the Dicker ladies against her own husband. The Dicker ladies raised money in America for the first U.S. women's soccer team to go to the Olympics.
In retrospect, Lily Parr and the Dicker ladies made a tremendous impact in women's soccer. Parr showed bravery against the Football Association, proving her statements to men that women can play sports.
Parr amazed the crowd wherever she goes by the way she swings the ball clean across the goal mouth to the opposite wing.
Parr and the Dicker ladies paved the way for women's rights and gay rights.
Lily Parr and the Dicker ladies flipped men's perspectives on women upside down, as well as changing the sport for women in America forever.
They broke political barriers to change attitudes on rights for women and workers.
As Mavericks, the Dicker ladies never let the opinion of the men get to them by continuing to play after women's soccer had been banned and helping to break through the barrier of professional men's soccer worldwide.
Today, many people and nations have been affected by the influence of the Dicker ladies. Lily Parr's statue, the first one of any female footballer in history, was just unveiled last year. And there is a tournament to raise money for lesbian rights named the Lily Parr Tournament. Women today are taking stands against discrimination, in part because of the Dicker ladies.
For example, members of the U.S. women's national team today are standing up for equal pay. The U.S. team, similarly to the Dicker ladies team, brought 60,000 people to watch them win the 2019 World Cup.
Members, like two-time World Cup champion Megan Rapinoe, are using their fame for something that will later affect women, minorities, and workers, just like the Dicker ladies did.
The U.S. women's national team isn't just fighting for women's rights. They're fighting for the rights of all inequalities, as Megan Rapinoe said to Time magazine.
We're a movement, not a moment. There's joy in realizing your power, but we're not going anywhere, and we will change the world.
The inspiration of the Dicker ladies changed and will continue to change the political environment of our world. And that is why Lily Parr and the Dicker ladies scored from the corners of society.
The LGBTQ corner.
The women's corner.
The workers' corner, scoring from the corners of society.